Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is Kyoto's Revoltech Boba Fett in 4 minutes or less. Are you getting glare? Kyoto's Revoltech Boba Fett is almost exactly 6 inches tall, but the way the figure is constructed, it can be difficult to get him to stand up perfectly straight. That said, with the amount of articulation he has, he's probably not going to spend that much time on your shelf standing perfectly straight. But this would be a good time to point out that Hasbro's Black Series Boba Fett does stand up straight, for what that's worth. Revoltech Boba Fett's articulation is powered by Kyoto's Revoltech or Revolver technology system of joints. The 3-part joint is basically a bisected sphere with pins sticking out of it and a connector pin to hold the 2 halves together. This allows a limb to bend on a ratcheted hinge-style joint and to swivel at both ends. A single Revoltech joint in an elbow or knee allows for a range of movement that normally requires a double hinge joint, like the knees on Hasbro's Black Series Boba Fett. It also reduces the need for bicep and thigh cut swivels, which have a tendency to ruin the aesthetics of the sculpting in those areas, reducing the realistic look of the figure. That said, good luck not noticing the balls everywhere. Talk about ruining the aesthetics: balls in his elbow pits, balls in his knee pits, balls on his pockets, balls in his armpits. Revoltech Boba Fett has balls everywhere. Hasbro's Black Series Boba Fett doesn't have the same range of movement, but he doesn't have any ugly balls in all his cracks either. Paint application is highly detailed, from the multiple layers of paint showing through on his battle-scarred armor to the Bantha skull insignia on his shoulder pad. However, the Hasbro version is surprisingly more detailed from the helmet to the boots. For instance, each individual key on the wrist-mounted Casio calculator is painted on the Hasbro version, but not on the Revoltech version. Another glaring difference between the two is the cape. Kyoto went with a molded plastic cape, where Hasbro went soft goods. Kyoto's cape is 1 color, 1 position, where Hasbro's is 2 color and can be placed in a variety of positions, allowing for more versatility and posing. For accessories, Revoltech Fett comes with his standard blaster rifle and pistol, but Hasbro again goes a little further in the paint treatment, with more weathering on the barrel of the rifle. Where Revoltech kills Hasbro is with the inclusion of 3 handsets and a 2-piece display stand. Or at least I think that's what it is. If you're a collector who cares about the packaging, this is a pretty nice box with a large window to see the figure and accessories. They included a printy, smoky background, but it's hard to see through all that crinkled plastic. The rest of the box feels like it should have been a model kit inside, which makes sense since that's what Kyoto has traditionally been known for. There are several simple color photos of the figure, but nothing from the actual Star Wars films. It's an expensive adult collectible, but it's Star Wars, it's Disney, it's Boba Fett. How about an explosion here and there? Maybe a cool piece of art? How about a callback to the carbon freeze chamber, or Fett standing next to Vader at dinner on Cloud City? You're not going to find Kyoto's Revoltech Boba Fett at a regular retail location like Target or Walmart. This is an item that you're going to have to order from an online retailer, and it's going to cost you. While Hasbro's Black Series Boba Fett was $20 retail, it's currently trending around $30 new with free shipping on eBay. Revoltech Fett is $55 plus shipping. This figure isn't for everyone. In fact, it's not even really for me. I prefer Hasbro's Black Series figure. The paint application is more detailed, he's got just enough articulation, and he doesn't feel like I'm going to break it every time I try to move a joint. It's heavy, it's durable, it displays nicely, but it could be played with. I like toys, things that can be handled, things that aren't going to break when they fall off my shelf, which they inevitably will. If you're like me and feel there's such a thing as too much articulation, then this is an easy pass. But if you're a figure photographer who demands articulation, or specifically a Boba Fett collector, then this figure is a must-have. So if you see one available online, buy it. And if you see 2, keep in mind that it's a limited run and leave one for the next collector.